The Philippine government, led by the Department of Migrant Workers and the Department of Foreign Affairs, is doing everything they can to help Filipinos get to safety from war-torn Sudan. With a ceasefire period between the Sudanese military and the paramilitary about to end, it now becomes a race against time to make sure none of our countrymen are left behind when the fighting resumes. Naomi Tiburcio has the full story.
Today is the last day of the three-day ceasefire between the Sudanese military and the paramilitary. Various nationalities in Sudan are in a race to leave the war-torn country. From the over 300 Filipinos who asked the government to leave Sudan, 409 have been rescued by the Philippines and are currently in the safe zone, according to Malacanang. The first batch of 51 Filipinos are now on land travel going to Aswan, Egypt. More than 300 are at the border entering Egypt, and 32 fled through Port Sudan. In DFA's original plan, Filipinos will board a bus from the border to Aswan, Egypt. Upon arriving in Aswan, they will board a plane to Cairo, where they will fly home to the Philippines. This is part of the government's repatriation efforts, and all financial requirements will be shouldered by the DFA. Migrant Workers Secretary Susan Ople, Undersecretary Hans Kakta, and other officials are now in Aswan to welcome the first batch of Filipino evacuees. At Aswan, Egypt, the government will rent hotels to serve as temporary shelters for Pinoys. The DMW will also install a welfare assistance station here for the evacuees. Secretary Ople explains the reason for the delay on the entry of Filipinos at the Egypt border, aside from the vehicular accident met earlier by the Philippine ambassador to Egypt, Ezzedine Tago, and Vice Consul Bojer Kapati. Ople said the Egyptian government became strict in allowing entry to their country as refugees poured from Sudan. Secretary Ople said that the human resources of the embassy in Cairo and the consular officers need to be increased to help in situations like this. Meanwhile, the Department of National Defense is also contacting the DFA to reposition the defense attachés from the UAE and Israel to help in the evacuation in Sudan. This Wednesday evening, the DFA raised the alert level in Sudan to alert level 3 in the middle of the worsening political crisis in the country, which was made worse by the rival Sudanese factions on April 15. Under Alert Level 3, voluntary repatriation or evacuation must be performed. Naomi Tiburcio for The Nation.